In this video, we are going to look at file inclusion vulnerability. So the outline of the video is: first, what is file inclusion vulnerability? Second, type of file inclusion vulnerability: local file inclusion and remote file inclusion. Third, the demo of both LFI and RFI using DVWA. And in last, real life reports at HackerOne. Also, in this video, I will introduce you with OWASP, which stands for Open Web Application Security Project. So the official website of OWASP is www.owasp.org. So here we are on the website of OWASP. OWASP is a project run by security community to help the web application developer in developing more secure web application by providing very useful information about security bugs or vulnerabilities. We will learn about LFI and RFI through OWASP website. So here is the OWASP page of LFI, which is local file inclusion. So let's read what OWASP say about LFI. Local file inclusion, also known as LFI, is the process of including files that are already locally present on the server through the exploiting of vulnerability inclusion procedures implemented in the application. What are they trying to say is, when a web application is developed in such a way that a file which is stored on local server is included using include function of the programming language or scripting language, and when this include function is not properly implemented or the checking on this function is not done properly, then attacker can take advantage of this function by including some other sensitive file located on the local server, and attacker can read this sensitive file also. This is all what they trying to explain you in this page. There is also a page for remote file inclusion. Remote file inclusion is also the same. The only difference is file that is included is on the remote server. It is not present on the local server. Remote server means on the other website. As you can see this link, the file which is included is on different website. If you did not get what I'm trying to explain, don't worry, I'll give you a demo of LFI and RFI which will give you more clarity. So here is the OWASP website. You can explore it by yourself at some other time. Now let's see the demo of both LFI and RFI. Start your XAMPP and run these two services, Apache Web Server and MySQL database. Then go to your local host and start DVWA. Let's log in with username admin and password. See at your left section. Before starting with file inclusion, we go to at DVWA security. Because we are at learning phase, we are going to select low security on this DVWA. Click on submit and it will be submitted. Now go to file inclusion. If you are seeing this warning, then don't worry. This is for RFI. When we look at RFI, we will sort it out. So let's see what is local file inclusion. Now at this page, you are seeing that there are three files which says file1.php, file2.php and file.php. If I click on file1.php, I'll see a file which says hello admin, your and IP address. So this section is nothing but it is a file which is included in this DVWA web application. So the functionality of the web application is this website is including a file which is stored at local server. Fine. If I click on file 2, this section shows me another file which says I need a password 8 character long and so on. If I click on file 3, then this web application is including third file. So this section is nothing but it is a file which is included using some include function of the programming language. And as you can see, this parameter, page parameter, is taking input as a file name. So if I say file2.php, it will include file2. So this parameter is not sanitized properly. In this case, let's see if it can include some other sensitive file. So for that, for learning purpose, let's go to our XAMPP directory. And in that XAMPP directory, we have htdocs folder. And in that htdocs folder, we have dvwa-master. So let's open text editor. This is only for learning purpose. So if I create a web page which says you should not read this file, fine. So if I save it on htdocs only, by renaming it sensitive.php, let's save it. So I create a PHP file which is a sensitive file. This is only for learning and understanding purpose. So say this is my local server, and at this server I have a sensitive PHP file which should not be read by any other person. Now go back to your DVWA. So using this parameter, if I include this sensitive file, then this file will be shown on the screen. And this is a sensitive file. This file should not be seen by every other person. So if I enter // this // means one directory back. So if we are at this directory, see, we are at dvw-master, and inside that we have a directory vulnerabilities, and inside that we have a directory fi. So first go one directory back, which is from fi to vulnerabilities, then another directory back which is from vulnerabilities to dvwa-master, and from that directory we're going to dvwa to htdocs, and in that directory we have sensitive page that we had created, sensitive.php. As soon as I click enter, the file is included and it says I'm a sensitive file, and using this file inclusion I read the sensitive file. So this is LFI.